a good path, but that receiving station in northern Utah is quite good. But of course, it depends on the skip. I use it myself, not so much to hear you guys out west, although both of you are doing a very good job on it here today. But I use it to hear some of the stations in the Midwest that check in, and because I'm in the middle of the country, often we don't have a good path to station, say up in Iowa. We've got a couple guys up there that will check in. Another station from Nebraska, station in Ohio. Sometimes we can hear him direct path from Ohio, but quite frequently we hear him on the SDR out in northern Utah somewhat better here. So, by the way, Bob and, anybody else that's listening in the propagation group, I did try to get a hold of Craven this morning, but I just had to leave him a voicemail message, so I haven't heard back from him. I guess that's not good. He hasn't been on quite some time, and Ray sent me an email today asking about Walt.
Where'd you go?
Yeah, he just disappeared.
I wanted to make sure my receiver was working, Henry. Thanks for jumping in there.
Yeah, you went out in mid-sentence.
W0KYZ, are you okay, Mark?
Yeah, my computer's been just kind of rebooting surreptitiously for no apparent reason here, and the only thing I can surmise is I ran a couple of updates here, and that might be what the problem is. Don't really know. At least I don't have to completely reboot it. It just seems to lose its place for a bit and then comes back. So bear with me if my signal suddenly disappears, and just give me a minute or so. It should come back here. At least all the windows pop back up again, but don't really know what the heck's going on. So just a quick repeat. You haven't heard anything from Walt either. He's been very regular on 40 meters most of the time, but it's been weeks and weeks since we really come across him. So anyway, okay, let me just see if there's anyone else on frequency for the propagation group. This is W0KYZ.
This is KD7YDK. Howdy to you, Mark. W0KYZ.
Okay, there's one of our reliable members, Jack, up in Oregon, KD7YDK. Yeah, go ahead, Jack, make one. At the moment, it's just a few of us on frequency. We got Gary down in Southern California, Bob up in your neck of the woods near Portland, and we had a new check-in, Kilowatt Mike 6, Papa Radio Papa. His name is Henry, and he's down in Southern California, Santa Barbara. But Bob has a fairly good path to him, so you may hear him as well there, Jack. But go ahead and let us know how things are in your town there today. KD7YDK, W0KYZ.
Come down with Blue Lake. It's related to that. So
2 days ago, we had to put
sprinklers out this morning in the backyard. Took me about an hour and a half. One yesterday, and we got this done this morning, and
here in the ham shack now, and my original 7300 is going to become a permanent fixture in the ham shack. So yeah, and I actually use the 7300 and the 7600 are directly connected to the PW1, a match made in heaven. It's a 1,000 watt linear put out by ICOM, and they work just fantastic together. I just choose whichever I want on the console. I can just choose the input and the antenna, and so I can have 2 rigs, 4 antennas, and it works out really, really well. As I said, a match made in heaven when it comes to ICOM. But when you get a bad taste in your mouth with a company, it's kind of hard to overcome, isn't it? Especially when you're treated poorly, or shall at least somewhat unfairly. It's hard to put your faith back into that company again. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, my words. Well, this little rig came with a handle on it. The guy would carry it between San Jose and San Francisco. And so I had a little carrying handle. Boy, did that ever make it slick. Well, then I immediately bought a mobile mount for it to put it in and test the mount the way it fit. Great. Never used it in a car. I mean, never put it in a car. But I thought, why not? If I ever go mobile. The only thing I could go mobile in, of course, is my truck. And but I wouldn't do it in a car. With all the electronics in a car, I'd be concerned about having something happen to the computer in the car. Over.
Oh yeah, all you need to do, and if you're like me, you'd think, well, 100 watts isn't enough. I better get that mobile lamp and get 500. Yeah, a little bit of RF and burn out one of the chips in the car, and as difficult as they are to get anymore. Geez, it's amazing how much shortages we're having in everything. I mean, it's just nuts. Well, I'm just looking at the time, and I've got to go pick my son up at the airport. The wife and I are going down to pick up. My son lives up in Kirkland, Washington. And he's coming down to grab his daughter to spend she gets to spend 6 or 8 weeks with him in the shall we say, the Great Northwest up there in Washington. The demise of the American family unit. He and his ex, of course, had to come to that type of a decision where Sophia, my granddaughter, who is 14 years old, and she's going up to spend some time with Dad. So we're going to go down and pick Dad up at the airport, then bring him here, and then wait for Sophia, and then wait for their flight later on. And we drive back down to Salt Lake again tonight to drop them off. So it's 2 trips to Salt Lake City, but it's an opportunity to meet with my son, who we haven't seen in months. And it's going to be nice to chat. But anyway, it's been fun talking. God, your signal has just held up admirably. I mean, it's been 20 over at S9 the last few transmissions. I hate to cut it short, but I got to get my Fanny to Salt Lake to pick the poor boy up at the airport. So I'll say 7-3 for now, and hopefully we'll get to pick this up and do it again sometime soon. It's just perfect. It's very enjoyable QSO. I love bumping into people that can just sit around and rag chew. Not a contester. I like to talk to people, and it makes it that much better. Anyway, I'll say best regards and let you tie the ribbons on it, and then I'm going to jump in the car. Thank God for air conditioning, Dick. Because, man, oh, man, like right now, let me see what the temperature is here in Brigham. Right now it is 89 degrees, and it's only 11 a.m. So, yeah, we're going to hit close to 100 degrees today. Dick, my best to you. Let's pick this up again some other time soon. W6KM, KW7K.
Yeah, real good, Steve. I've enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, my weather here is going to get warm, too. We're at 77 right now and climbing. I get to meet my new great-granddaughter first time. They're bringing her over this afternoon, so looking forward to a visit with my family. 7-3, Steve, till the next time, and I'm hoping it's not too long. KW7K, W6KM, 7-3.
7-3, Dick, you great-grandfather, you. It's the reason you let your children live. You look at them and you go, if it hadn't been for these little youngsters you guys have, and I don't think I'd let you guys live. Anyway, that's another story for another day. Take care. W6KM, KW7K, now clear.
I agree.
Little one tuber, one longer, and about 800 watts. Gotcha, that.
Wilmington, North Carolina, is that right?
Oh, very good, Jeff. How you doing? Over.
3876.
And I'm running 500 watts of Meritron AL 572 amp. So your signal is 5.8. It goes anywhere from a 5 and 4 to a 5.8. So the QSB is very fast and very deep. So signals are in and out like smoke in a room, Larry. Over.
Okay, very good. That's what the last station said. We don't see that. I got enough wire in the air that we eliminate that picket fencing. Well, I won't say eliminate it. Slow QSB, of course, is beyond that. But right now, we're not seeing QSB on your signal or the last station. But he was mobile, and he was. He said I faded. So a lot of picket fencing going on today. Let's put it that way. Yeah, this I use on 40 and 20. We're in a heavily wooded lot here at the Lake of the Ozarks, on Lakeside. Got about 3.5 acres and heavily wooded with oak trees, so I use that as counterpoise. I'd have to cut away some of the trees. It's almost total canopy over the entire lot. And I did have a high gain TH3 up over the house that I used as a reference antenna. And with the wire antennas, I could easily beat it almost all of the time.
Windows 8.1.
No one, but it still works great. It's got 1 terabyte of memory in it. I never use that, go ahead.
At the tone, 17 hours, 11 minutes, Coordinated Universal Time.
construir privada 요인 소라 수요.
사료를 먹고 있다고 하는데요. 하다 보니 몸무게가 점차
사업을 정상적으로 진행하고 있습니다. 제자원화 사업의 장려성과 우위를 여명원을 속에 깊이 심어주고 있는 남포시안의 여명 조직들에서